It's about ordinary people volunteering to do the extraordinary.
Welcome to Leicester Square for another red carpet event. This time it's a film called The Post. It's directed by Steven Spielberg, and it's a movie essentially about how the government tried to shut down the press when some documents were leaked about the Vietnam War. Obviously, when Americans are challenged with their constitutional rights, everything breaks loose. Welcome to The Post. I'm curious, with this a 50-year-old story? It's a great story. I saw it this morning. I'm curious, is there a relevance now? Can you plug this into our current world politics and learn some lessons?
There are no new stories. This is the old story of power trying to suppress truth. It comes up every generation, and it always will. And as long as we're vigilant and willing to fight for our rights, especially for your rights, you, the press, because you hold truth to account. Without it, we're in dead trouble. So it's great that this movie's appearing right now. When the truth is under siege.
You know, I worked in Washington for 10 years. I've seen these people up close. Bobby and Lyndon, they were tough customers, but Nixon is different. He's got some real bad people around him, and if you publish, he'll get the very worst of them. The Colsons and the Ehrlichmans, and he'll crush you.
I know, he's just awful.
He hates you, he hates Ben, he's wanted to ruin the paper for years, and you will not get a second chance, Kay. The Richard Nixon I know will muster the full power of the presidency, and if there's a way to destroy your paper, by God, he'll find it.
We read it in February of 2017. The world had shifted substantially, and I found that here we were making a movie about 1971 that was as current to February of 2017 as any modern age movie I could see. So I wanted to be a part of what was going to be a social document about both then and now.
You know, the only couple I knew that both Kennedy and LBJ wanted to socialize with was you and your husband, and you owned the damn paper. That's the way things worked. Politicians and the press, they trusted each other so they could go to the same dinner party and drink cocktails and tell jokes while there was a war raging in Vietnam.
I don't know what we're talking about.
How do you always get it right? You always pitch military movies and you always get it right. My guys that are out there doing the job right now, they love your movies. Well, how do you get it right?
Oh, that's lovely. We are not interested in the myths. We're interested in the men and women. There are small little details that go into every one of these stories, and ultimately it's about human behavior, it's about conquering fears, it's about ordinary people volunteering to do the extraordinary. And as long as you can stay away from too much pontificating, it's not about flag waving, it's not about celebration of victory, it's about celebrating the human spirit and the volunteerism that goes on behind it.
What will happen if we don't publish? We will lose. The country will lose.
What are you going to do, Mrs. Graham?